What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here on this. What is today? Wednesday? I think this is Wednesday. But we here, you guys. This is They Cutting the Fool. Do I know what number we on? I didn't until now. We're on number 25. So this is They Cutting the Fool, and we got two things to talk about in They Cutting the Fool. So before we go ahead and get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You guys can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and get into what they tripping about, you guys. Shall we? Yeah. So two things on the agenda. The first one, one of them is not really a big laughing matter, so I'm gonna save it to last. But the first one, you guys, baby, the first one, let me get to my Twitter that I have it bookmarked on. So let's get to it, because it just happened today, and I was like, actually, both of them just happened today. Let's go to the bookmarks. So, I don't know if this is a challenge or something, but this is a 1:51 video. So this is LaTocha Scott. She tripping. Okay. Your husband. You definitely were blind. Bet. She say, of course she missed her sister. So the question that I got for you, LaTocha, is, have you paid your sister her money? Have you paid your sister the money that you and Rocky stole from her? Where is Tamika's money? Is the question I'm gonna ask. Where is her money? And like Nene said, where is your scooter? Where's her money? Where is her money? Let's keep going. Have you paid your sister? Okay. You're right. Oh. Y'all been split up for 2 years, huh? Child, let's go and see, when did SWV and Escape air on Bravo? Cause I am so curious. SWV, when did that show air? It's been a year. That show aired on March 6th, 2023. So this year will be next week is gonna be 2 years since that show aired. Girl, y'all been split up since before the show. Wait a minute. You said y'all been split up for 2 years. Girl, y'all was split up before that fucking show. Girl, that's why that gospel album didn't go. That's why that gospel song, that gospel album, none of that shit went anywhere. Y'all been split up for 2 years, but yet instead y'all was on that show faking the fucking funk, like y'all was happy, together, in love, doing them. Okay, girl. On Tasha K. Well, that was Rocky that was on Tasha K. But y'all been split up for 2 years, but this show aired a year ago. So that means, a year, almost 2 years now. That means y'all was split up before the show aired. Because 2 years. Okay. It's been split up for 2 years. Okay. Keep going. Keep going, sis. In the words of my friend Scotty, run, Tasha. Build you up. I mean, girl, I know you fucking lying to me. It took some years for you to escape that pain. You lost everything. Then she gonna say losing everything was rough. LaTocha. I'm not gonna sit here and let you play in my face, gaslight me. Girl, we saw that fucking show. We watched that show. We saw how you did your sister. We saw how you did your group members, right? You and Rocky went to that meeting about that gospel album that again went belly flop. behind the girl's back. Candy, your sister, and Tiny, I don't think them girls would have had any issues with you going solo. It was the way you did it to them. And those girls are out there thriving and surviving, whereas, again, that gospel album, it didn't go no motherfucking where. That gospel album went belly flop. But okay, it went belly flop. But okay, LaTocha girl, if that's what you want to do, no ma'am, no ham, no Pam, no ma'am. Back to it. Girl, who cares that you gave up on love? Bitch, you were not kicked out of your group. You were not kicked out of your group. I want you to cut that bullshit lie. You were not kicked out the group. You isolated yourself because of Rocky. LaTocha. Girl, everybody in the media was tearing you down. No, everybody was holding your raggedy ass accountable for the bullshit that you did to your sister behind a nigga that was cheating on you, got a baby on the way, and you separated from that nigga for 2 years. But the media told you down. Oh, are you talking about that album that once again went belly flop? You're only human. We know that, girl. You better pay her. You better pay her them residuals. You better pay her. Because God don't like ugly. Pay your sister her money, bitch. Girl, you full of shit. Unless you paying your sister her money, LaTocha, go to hell. Find Rocky. But again, bitch, y'all was separated for 2 years, so y'all was on that which, here's the thing. I know that they had filmed that show before it had been filmed like months prior. So we do know that part, right? But during the airing of the show, you and Rocky tried to show up a united front. Again, like I just said a few minutes ago, God don't like ugly, and that's why that album didn't go nowhere. You trying to sing about the Lord, but you over there doing devilish shit. You can never, in the words of Nene Leakes, you can never win when you play dirty. You can never win when you play dirty. But, that's all I got for LaTocha. That's all I got. Let me know what y'all think about LaTocha down in the comment section, y'all. And we gonna go ahead and move on to the next story, you guys. So you guys, this ain't like I said earlier, this ain't a laughing matter. And, I feel bad for her. So this is about, damn, they're playing this low. So this is about Karen Huger, you guys, from the Real Housewives of Potomac. So you guys know that Karen didn't go to the reunion because she went to rehab. I'm thinking she was hoping that this would lighten her sentence, right? Because you guys know she faced up to 2 years in prison for this DUI. Well, over the weekend, I found out that the courts really feel like Karen should do jail time because this is not Karen's first DUI offense. It's not her second DUI offense. Leading up to this one, she had 3 previous DUI offenses, and this is her 4th one, right? So this comes to us from Vulture magazine, right? It says Real Housewives of Potomac star Karen Huger was taken into custody to serve 1 year in prison. Excuse me, y'all. So Karen, her sentencing was today, and Karen was sentenced to 1 year in prison. She got 2 years, right? But 1 year is suspended. Karen, again, like I said, this ain't a laughing matter. This ain't a joking matter. So I'm not going to sit here and, make fun or anything because I do feel bad for Karen. But at the same time, when it comes down to Karen didn't think about herself or think about others when she did this, right? Because You're 61 years old. You're older than I am. And even at my age today, I would not get behind if I would not get behind the wheel of a car and drunk. Have I done it before? Yes, in my 20s when I was young and stupid and being reckless. Would I go back in time and tell younger 20-year-old me not to do that? Yes. Would he listen? Probably not. He probably would tell me, nigga, I'm grown and I know what the fuck I'm doing and I ain't going that far. But with Karen, you're in your 60s, you know better. And it's the fact that this is the third time this has happened. Well, the fourth now. And each time you're lucky that, from what we know, no one was hurt, no one lost their lives or anything like that. So you're lucky and God covered you and showed you grace and mercy, right? But again, like I said, you're too old to be doing this stupid shit, Karen. Like, that is nonsensical to me. So back to the article. It says she was taken into custody to serve 1 year in prison for her fourth DUI conviction on February 26th. They describe what she was wearing. It says Huger, wearing a black jacket with her blonde hair down her face, made a last-minute appeal to avoid jail time, but Montgomery County Circuit Judge Terrence McGann wasn't having it. Karen is no stranger to driving drunk on our public roads, the judge said. One would have thought that Miss Huger would have learned her lesson in 2007. 2007, Karen. Oh my God. Okay, so 2007, but before the ink had even dried on that DUI arrest, she was arrested again. After the 3 previous arrests, Huger served no jail time. Karen certainly had the hang of working the system, and all prior warning had gone in one ear and out the other, the judge continued. Can we believe she has only driven while intoxicated 4 times in the last 17 years? Quote, what's the guarantee she's done driving while drunk? The judge said. Unfortunately, there is no guarantee. Huger is sentenced to 2 years in prison with 1 year suspended. She has 5 years of supervised probation. She has a fine of $2,900. Upon release from prison, the judge says she was prohibited from driving for 1 year, and for the duration of her probation, she must drive with an ignition interlock driving device installed. The hearing occurred in Montgomery County Circuit Court before a packed courtroom. Deputies were kind enough to bring out more chairs so individuals standing in the back could sit down in the aisles. Huger's husband, Raymond, whom she called to the scene on the night of her DUI arrest, and her children, Raven and Brandon, came to court to support her. Before the sentence was announced, Huger asked the judge for leniency. Quote, I needed to take a hard look at myself, the Grand Dame said. There was a sense of entitlement that I could have kept on consuming alcohol. I have been successful. Why should I give up this indulgence? Huger added. She was thankful that she only hit a tree. Thank God I didn't hit a person. So it says here, Karen had originally pled not guilty after being pulled over on March 19, 2024, but was found guilty by a jury in December. At the sentencing, she took a moment to apologize to the officers who pulled her over for how she treated them in viral body cam footage of her arrest. The body cameras definitely proves that they were right. I was wrong. Huger said, girl, you fucking knew that. Like, this is my problem when it comes to Karen. Like, Karen, I think you knew that. And then this whole entire season, you want to go with the narrative that you were going to be vindicated. How were you going to be vindicated? Just please explain that to me. How you thought you were going to be vindicated. The reality star said attending Alcoholics Anonymous would be a part of her life for the rest of her life, insisting, Your Honor, I will not let you down. But Judge McCann was not moved. Ahead of laying down his sentence, he pointed out that Huger refused to perform a field sobriety test or take a breathalyzer test, and that she consumed so much alcohol that she drove at the exorbitant speed as she entered a sleepy Potomac neighborhood. The impact of the crash was so severe that it crumpled the front of her 2017 Maserati. He continued saying, Huger was in a drunken stupor, her voice was slurred, and that she babbled incessantly as she was driven to and at the police station. McGann emphasized that Huger seemed to have learned no lessons for her prior DUI-related convictions in 2006, 2008, and 2010. Karen, this is a pattern, and I know you talked about prescriptions, right? Here's the thing: if you're taking prescriptions and drinking, that is a terrible combination in itself. Like, I just don't understand Karen, and I'm just, there's no excuse for what Karen did. It's inexcusable. You are, again, like I said, way too old to be doing some dumb shit like this, right? Like, this is dumb. This is stuff that you would expect out of someone this is something that you would expect out of teenagers and kids in their 20s to be reckless and get behind, go out to a bar, club, friend's house, have a few drinks, and then get they dumb asses behind the wheel of a car. But almost 70, well, she's not 70, she's what, 61, 62, a 62-year-old woman. We wouldn't expect that from you. I know that the ladies have gave you flack about old blue eyes, right? At least if you had blue eyes, you would have been safe. You would be safe. Everybody else would be safe. You would not be in this predicament. You would not be going to prison. Like, there's Uber, there is Lyft, there's you call a cab. You can, if we're gonna be real, you can get on the public bus. You can find a bus. Like, you can do there are so many things that you could have done to avoid what happened to you, Karen. But no, you didn't do that, right? So back to the article, you guys. So it says she certainly has a record. Huger's attorney David Martella said, "This is not a garden variety first. This is not a garden variety first defense." It says before sentencing, her attorney tried to argue to the judge that Huger was taking this conviction seriously and had been to treatment to address her issues with alcohol and prescription medication, namely her antidepressants and depression due to, oh my God, Karen. Here's the thing, Karen, I love you dearly, right? But I can call you out when you're wrong. So, and I'm going to say this, and again, don't take anything negative that I'm saying, you guys. But Karen is saying that she takes antidepressants and depression due to her being a victim of, the R word, right? When she was a student at the University of Virginia, he says she went to Beachside Recovery Center in Palm Beach for 31 days, where she went through withdrawal. Karen, I know what it's like to be taken advantage of, right? I've had it done to me, and I'm not telling you how to live your life and that you should move past it, right? I'm not saying that. But there comes a point in our lives where we can't use certain things because as you get older, and you should go to therapy to talk these things out and find ways to cope with it, and to be able to live your life so that way it's not weighing so heavily on you, right? Now, I'm talking, and I haven't been to therapy about what happened to me. But for me, what happened to me, I was able to it took years for me to stop blaming myself for what happened to me. It took a long time because for the longest time, I said that I put myself in a situation to have it happen to me, and I blame myself. But I don't blame myself at this point in my life anymore, right? I do tell people about my story. I don't have a problem with being open and honest about it. And I'm not saying that Karen doesn't suffer depression from that. You probably do, right? But that's why I say you need to talk to, you should have been talked to somebody about that, right? He also said that she's been participating in AA. She's completed a weekend right turn recovery program. He asked the judge to sentence her to home confinement and offered that she will remain alcohol free even at home. Bullshit. Ray also said something. So it says, Huger's husband, Ray, in quotes, the black Bill Gates. Baby, we knew that was a lie, a lie, a lie. Neither here nor there. It said, he said that his wife had been sober since the accident and arrest. He said, I would ask the judge for leniency, Ray said. However, the prosecutor, Jordan Kramer said that Huger needed a more severe punishment for her fourth offense. This is a pattern, Kramer asserted. This is not Miss Huger's second chance. This is Miss Huger's fourth. By the time you get to your fourth DUI offense, there does need to be some level of punishment, and I honestly agree with him. I 100% agree with him. After the sentencing, Marcella told the press that Ms. Huger said she's at peace with this. She is happy that this part of the process is over, and she feels healthier than she has in years. Marcella would not say if he plans to appeal the conviction, and that's all we got, you guys. So essentially, Karen, the same thing that Karen is happening to Karen is what happened with Shannon on OC. Minus Shannon going to jail. Because with Shannon on OC, Shannon owned up to it. She took accountability for it. She pled guilty to it, right? Because you guys know Shannon can't go to Mexico. I know she can't. I know she can't travel to Mexico, which I don't know. I don't know what they had to do with her sentence, but she can't try. I know for at least, I think she said at least a decade or so, she can't. I think it's Mexico she cannot go to, right? Shannon also has to. We saw as Shannon in this past season where Shannon have to put the breathalyzer, had to go and put a breathalyzer on her car in order for her to, so in order for Shannon to get in the car and to start the car up, she has to blow into the breathalyzer, right? And then then her ignition will be, free for her to start the car up. Now, if she's under the influence, it ain't gonna do nothing. She's just gonna be sitting there, and she'll have to find another way home. So that's essentially what's gonna happen to Karen once she gets out of prison, right? But I still don't understand why Karen thought that this was the route to go with. I still don't understand why she thought that this was the route to go. I really, truly don't. You should have pled guilty. That video spoke for itself, Karen, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna beat up on Karen because I hope that kind of like I agree with the prosecutor and I agree with the judge. This is your fourth offense, Karen. How could you you got off for it in 2006, 2008, 2010, 3 times that you've gotten off for this, and you can continuously repeat the same bad patterns. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Honestly, they should have threw the book at you after that second DUI. Honestly, they should have threw the book at you after that third DUI. Let's just be for real about the situation. They should have threw the book at you after that third one. But they're making an example of you with this fourth one. And I hope that, you're saying that you're saying that you're doing things to change. I hope so. Because again, Karen, you're a six. I think your birthday just recent. Your birthday I think your birthday is coming up very soon, or something like that, right? But you about to be 62 years old? You're too old for this, Karen. You're way too old for this. But that's all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications, you guys, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed, and I'll see you guys later. So I'm about to go live. Well, I'm supposed to be live right now at 2:30, but when you guys see this, I went live for Married at First Sight. Then the panel tonight is on Really B's channel for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I still got to watch that and do my live before we go live on the panel. And I will see you guys for something else. Bye, guys.